Good morning to you. Are you suffering from the dreaded Turkey Day hangover? With more on how to calm an ailing stomach or your tummy, how's it feeling today? Fox 5's medical expert, Dr. Shafu, is here. Good morning. Happy Black Friday to you.
Heather, happy Black Friday.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and throw my hubby under the bus because he texted me this morning and said, my stomach really hurt. How's yours? And I said,
could
mine's
be better, Heather.
I know, mine's fine. But a lot of people, they've got tummy aches, they've got heartburn even. Let's talk first about heartburn. What is this? What happens?
So Heather, what happens is, unfortunately at Thanksgiving, basically you can say from Halloween through New Year's, it's almost like a food marathon. We're constantly eating, especially of course the Thanksgiving. What happens is, Heather, we're overeating. So we're eating too much food at a meal. And what happens is it distends our stomach and then actually loosens the pressure in what's called the lower esophageal sphincter, which is that sphincter or wall between the esophagus above and the stomach below. The stomach, of course, where all the acid is located. And when that loosens, it allows that acid to come back up into the esophagus, causing you to get reflux or heartburn. Now, the other thing with overeating and distension of the stomach is that it slows the transit time of food through the GI tract, more likely to get constipation, in some cases diarrhea, the bloating that you described. So very common with this time of year when we're overeating. There's also, we're getting a lot of fat in our diet. We're not eating a lot of fiber, but more fatty foods, rich foods, and again, that just stimulates us to produce more acid and slows the GI tract and overall makes us more uncomfortable.
Yeah, a lot of people, there's some heavy drinking as well that happens during the holidays,
Yes.
which obviously can put a lot of stress on your body. The holidays puts a lot of stress on the mind and the body. A lot of people maybe were overeating last night and then they've got a lot of holiday shopping to do and they just want to get all of it done. And both can kind of create an upset stomach, right?
They can, Heather. In fact, it's that you're exactly right, because what happens is, the alcohol consumption has several negative effects. One is it will stimulate us to produce more acid, so we're more likely to get reflux. It actually lowers the tone in the LES, that lower esophageal sphincter, that wall between the esophagus and the stomach, allowing the acid to come back up. And then also it stimulates the appetite. We're going to overeat if we have too much alcohol. And we're going to also, impair our judgment, hard to believe, so we'll eat maybe that second or that third helping of something sweet that we maybe normally wouldn't do. So those combination of factors, and stress, of course, it's a stressful time. Maybe we're around people that we're not always around during the year, and so one of the ways that we all deal with stress is by overeating. So it's that combination that really can play havoc with your GI tract.
Okay, let's be honest. We all had that second helping or that
Right.
second piece of pie. So what do we do today that will maybe help us as we go into, the next holiday, whether it's Hanukkah, Christmas, whatever you're celebrating? Are there trade-offs we can do and things we can do to get through a little bit more healthy through the rest of the season?
There really are, Heather. The big things are, as you said, the trade-offs are, so if you're going to go for that second slice of pumpkin pie, make sure that you don't get a whole second plate, fill your plate up completely. Also, you want to really be careful, what you choose. Limit the amount of richer foods, carbohydrate foods. You want to have, drink plenty of fluid. You want more fiber. So, for example, if you're going to eat a very heavy meal at night, Heather, then, at lunchtime and breakfast, eat more healthy and choose more vegetables, more fiber. Again, limit that alcohol consumption because of what we talked about. And another important thing is don't give up your gym membership. Get out there and continue to exercise. And after you eat a huge meal, don't go and be a couch potato like all of us do. Get up and take the dog out for a walk. And
don't you blame it on the tryptophan, right?
Yeah,
Oh, the
right.
turkey made me so tired. I can't work out now. Hey, one other thing I want to ask you about, because you might be at the dinner table and you see Grandpa Joe or Uncle Jim and they're popping something and they're taking these antacids. Is this good or bad? Is this something that you recommend to people if they get tummy aches from big meals like this?
Certainly, if you get tummy aches, you're right. I mean, the best thing is something really over the counter that's very simple. Antacids are very effective, Heather, for an immediate response. So, things like the Rolaids, the Tums, the Mylanta, those sorts of things are really helpful to really take care of heartburn if you're beginning to develop that. There's some other medications that are also over the counter that, Zantac and Prevacid and Prilosec, protein pump inhibitors. The problem with those other medications, Heather, is they're not going to work for that immediate result. So if you want something that you've overeaten, you're better to stick with something like an antacid early on.
And probably better off just going for a good walk after a big meal.
Exactly.
Thank you so much. I'm sure this won't be the last time we talk to you about this subject, Dr. Sheffu. It's always a pleasure to have
Great
you
to
on.
see you, Heather.